Hello, my name is Austin Wayne Adams. I come from Hamilton, Ohio. I recently got into this magnificent creature that is widely known as the Wendigo. This creature is far beyond any spirit or ghost or demon. You can't necessarily describe its looks because there are different variations of this thing. My goal of this documentary and book is to share my studies and info about this creature. Now I will tell you how I discovered it. Williamsdale, Ohio, 2017. Month unknown. It was a normal afternoon sunset and I was just riding my bike. And all of a sudden I see this huge deer. It had no antlers, no expression, it just stared at me. It didn't run, it just walked towards me. I rid off really fast because it scared me. I eventually moved on, but I kept seeing these creatures in my dreams. It was tall, limpy and bald. I kept seeing it in the corner of my eye. But as the years go on, you eventually forget. A few years later, me and my friends Riley and Jacob, we were messing around at 12 at night. We lit a candle and asked if anything was there. Show a sign. A little crack was heard, but I didn't believe it. It freaked me out, so we stopped. A few months later I see that creature again. I asked Jacob about it. He told me it was a Wendigo. That name gave me chills. So I went and looked up the name and researched it. Turns out it hunted Indians. I'm 50% Indian. It blew me away. I kept thinking about, I want to make contact. I want to see this creatures and find its motives. So I linked up with friends Riley and Jake and they told me their stories. After they told me their incredible stories about this thing, I got more intrigued. I want to find this demon. We talked about locations we think it will show itself. We got the idea to go to the factory where the most commonly seen it. 3 days later we go to the factory. A lot of it is burnt down, so it won't be safe to breathe in. We all wore masks. I kept an open pocket knife just in case we get jumped at by something. After 30 minutes of useless searching, we found an area with holes in the ground, burnt walls and everything. When we found the open area, I was shocked to find a book with a deer as the cover. It freaked us all out. I kept it and moved on. As we moved along, we found an area that goes down lower. You can tell that Jake knew something was up because it took a minute to convince him to come down with us. But once we went down there, Jake pointed out that he seen a tall black figure. And me and Riley looked at each other and we were blown away at the sight of this thing. It wasn't a human, but it didn't look like a Wendigo. We ran back into the open area, and as we keep walking, Riley finds a well. He looks at Jake and asks if he should light the firecrackers he had in the well. I tried to convince him not to, but he did it anyway. It was very loud, so we ran, and we were followed. Riley was freaking out because he claims something whispered at him. We finally made it out. We sat on a bench and looked through the book, and in the very middle the pages had dry blood. We tore them out and put them up front for research purposes. We burnt a page and thought nothing of it. Later on I got bad vibes and demanded that we should burn the book. We put firecrackers, leaves and everything, but the book refuses to burn. We tried for hours and we finally damaged it, but it didn't burn all the way. We all went home, but then Jake sends me a disturbing text.